Welcome back, Advanced Wars fans. Glad to have you here. My name is Synergy. You are watching Synergy Gaming TV, and today we've got another fantastic top-tier Global League Advanced Wars by Web match for you guys today. Stay tuned, and we'll break it down.
Like chipmunks, man. I got this, yeah.
RiceMuncher versus Eagle.
All right, Advanced Wars fans, here we are in the map called First Steps into Fog. Smaller map, kind of exciting. Very, very interesting interactions within this map I've found so far playing it on myself. So without further ado, let's introduce our players. On the top, in black, playing Kindle, it is RiceMuncher. And on the bottom, in blue, playing Sammy, it is Eagle. All right, you guys, let's get off into this. RiceMuncher is going first. Obviously, in the first couple days, we're just going to see that standard infantry build. Moving on to Eagle's turn of day number one. Same thing. Going to be that infantry beginning, except of course being player 2, he has access to his first infantry there, going for that cap on that bottom property and making another infantry. Very standard gameplay from these two, nothing strange at all. Day number 2, Kindle is going to move the infantry to the middle. Now here we go, we're going to take that airport there in the top right hand corner, moving that infantry down as well into the middle and just spamming more infantry. Very common. Day number 2, Eagle's turn. And we're going to move into the middle. So we've got a little bit of deviation between these two. Seeing the infantry unit going for that cap there. And just more infantry. Very standard, very common. RiceMuncher, day number 3 is going to launch us off here. And we're going for that quick cap on that factory. I'm going to assume that Eagle is going to do the same thing. RiceMuncher going to capture that property straight across from the factory as well. Same excuse me, same basic play that Eagle did there down at the bottom, and more infantry here as well, and going for that cap on that property there as well. This is good. It's good. Looking like RiceMuncher is getting those that early cap lead. You can see there between Eagle and RiceMuncher. It's looking like right now Eagle's going to have that cap finished off here, but RiceMuncher is going to come in with 3 properties there, kind of bang, bang, bang all in one turn. See what we got going down here. Eagle going for that same property here. We've got a bit of a mirror match now almost, except we have that early recon unit coming from RiceMuncher there up at the top and going for the airport. So it's looking like Eagle is going to be behind on the airport. I don't think that's going to make much of a difference here, but you can see Eagle going further to the right there down at the bottom, and he's going to capture that property there as well. And he does. Perfect. Moving into the middle, going to capture those properties there. And more infantry spam. Day number 4 here of RiceMuncher. Now, keep in mind, we do have this this recon unit here right now. This is a step ahead of Sammy. So it's going to be interesting to see where he decides to send that and what kind of information he's going to gather with that. An early recon does delay most opportunities for an early tank, but it can reveal a bunch of early information which can help decide on the build to follow afterwards. Right there, you can see that RiceMuncher captures the property, then the factory, then the property. 1, 2, 3, tickety boo. Looking awesome and moving forward. Gonna capture that property there at the top left hand corner, and the recon staying on the roads, going to the right all the way around there. So one of the cool features of this map too, you can see from where the factories are here and here, both sides of the map are connected via highway. There is roads to make it all the way around on both sides. So I have noticed it is very common to see both players decide to send recons in this direction, usually ending about here in the middle, which is going to give you vision kind of like this. And then all you need to do is have your units kind of in the middle, and basically you're able to determine if there's going to be a flank from your opponents either way, while your forces sit here in the middle. Very, very cool map. Probably one of my favorites for the smaller kind of maps. Let's see what's happening here. Infantry unit going to go off to the right-hand side as well. Spamming more infantry units out of the factory and passing the turn. Eagles Eagle's turn here on day number 4. He's going to finish capping that factory and one of the properties here in the middle of the map as he's starting to gain that little bit of map control. This is good to see early on, especially as a Sammy player. You want to try and get your infantry forwards, vision, and backup on its way. So I'm not sure if we're going to see any sort of mech play out of Eagle here playing Sammy, but for those of you guys that don't know, Sammy is my favorite CO by far. Unfortunately, not very good on a majority of the maps, but I thoroughly enjoy playing her regardless. Looking just like some basic infantry spam here, and down at the bottom left hand we get to see our first artillery. That's right, I said it correctly this time, you guys. It's an artillery, not an infantry unit. We are on point today. Passing on to day number 5, it is now RiceMuncher's turn here. He's going to launch us off, capping the same mirrored property that Eagle did on the last turn. Of course, Eagle has that advantage with that initial infantry starting off, and we see the infantry unit falling back to capture that property next to the HQ. This is a big move here from RiceMuncher, moving his recon all the way up here to get some excuse me, some very, very good information on this comm tower here right away. This is going to be a very determining factor to see what kind of gameplay Sammy's going to go for. Are we going to focus mainly on economy, or are we going to go for that early pressure, take advantage of some mechs, use that artillery, and see if we can get some early damage done on RiceMuncher? This is actually really good information, and hopefully, if anything comes this direction, it's going to give RiceMuncher a really good idea of the type of gameplay that Eagle is going to go for. We got the infantry moving there on the right hand side, more infantry moving from that factory just straight south. Gonna try and back up that other capping happening here. We got a transport copter, excuse me, picking up that infantry unit and basically just doing that little hop, skip, and a jump, moving it over there. Another infantry unit spam, moving to that mountain to gather some great intel as well. This is going to give that nice ability here. We'll be able to move that to here if he wants to, and gain some information there as well, and see how far out we can push that vision. And basically that's super important against typically against a Sammy player as well. You just need to gather information. Information is so important in Fog of War, and vision and intel, and just understanding what the players are going to be doing here. RiceMuncher passes on to Eagle, day number 5. Let's see what happens here. Artillery going to move into the middle of the map with an infantry moving to the left, and just going to keep capping some of those properties here in the middle. This is going to be some early pressure here coming from Eagle in this direction. So we're going to see this artillery most likely back this up probably in here or here to kind of back up these infantry units making the captures here in the middle. Very, very promising. It could also be completely none of those things. Obviously, as you guys know, commentary is a lot of speculation and trying to preemptive and pre-game exactly what you think is going to happen here. Looking that's interesting here. Eagle's going to capture that seaport there and move from there. Another artillery unit coming out here, infantry units, and moving sideways to capture the airport on the other side of the map. One of the cool features of this map, actually, in my opinion, is having those dual airports here and here. It just allows for so much vision, especially even if you just come straight out here, right? You've got this recon unit from RiceMuncher, but you can send your battlecopters in here, then you can right angle into the middle. So it gives you this really good opportunity to gather intel on this trip, and then when there's nothing here, if you find that, then you go this way. But if you do stumble into something in this area, then you're able to take your troops from this direction and move them that way and reinforce that situation. So just having these two airports can be really, really good for intel gathering, not to mention having that opportunity to put out 2 battlecopters in the same turn can be very good. Looking like Eagle's going to capture that property there at the bottom and moving his infantry straight north and passing the turn. RiceMuncher's going to kick us off here with day number 6. Moving that infantry down south. We're going to start applying some pressure there on the right-hand side of the map. This is where having this recon here early is going to make sure that RiceMuncher is able to see any sort of reinforcement coming into this direction. It's also going to give him that vision of the comm tower and basically going to dictate what kind of gameplay is going to be here, because if no units are in this area, that means they have to be either in the middle or on the other side. So again, even no information is information when it comes to scouting. It's super, super good here. moving another infantry unit into that transport copter and moving it south. We're going to start applying some pressure there on the right-hand side of the map. I like this move from RiceMuncher, to be blatantly honest. I like kind of forcing one side of the map. It's very easy to start manipulating your opponent if you start applying additional pressure onto one side of the map or the other. One of the great advantages or abilities in having your maps that are wide this way rather than long and narrow is that it gives you that opportunity to make a push this way. You can make a push in the middle, or you can make a push on the side. When the maps are elongated, so to speak, if we were to draw that here real fast, if they're elongated like this, it doesn't give you as much opportunity to kind of push down the middle. It all ends up kind of just being the same thing regardless. Units are able to reinforce both sides and the middle very, very easily. But when the map is wider, it gives you a lot more variety in the battlefronts and where interactions can happen with the players. So we're going to see here capping that property there at the top and moving an infantry unit out of the factory, moving south, starting to get into the middle of the map. Now this is good for RiceMuncher here. He's starting to gain some map control there in the middle, and it's going to give RiceMuncher the opportunity to have kind of preemptive information. This is something that we're seeing Eagle not do here at the moment. It's whether or not it's going to pay off for RiceMuncher is going to be the big deciding factor. You can see here RiceMuncher moving in that recon unit from this area, moving forward to gather more intel, right? The more intel you can gather, the easier it is to make a prediction of the game style that your opponent is going to be going and kind of what to expect. Right now at this specific moment, RiceMuncher has no idea there are two artilleries on the map, but he decides to pass the turn and give it over to Eagle for day number 6. Capping that property there on the left-hand side and moving into the middle as well. We're seeing a little bit of mirror imaging between these two and kind of those capturing those middle cities. And not a whole lot else is going down. There we go. Left-hand side, moving into that property there, trying to gain some additional... not going to use the infantry unit to capture that property there. He's going to go right over top and try to assert some dominance there into the middle. Having those artillery units reinforce the center of the map. This is a very odd play, in my opinion. If you're bringing your artillery this direction and kind of this direction here, you're not reinforcing these infantry units at all, right? So if this is the strong side of the map for Eagle, that means that this is the strong side for RiceMuncher. So to have these units to come in here to back up the units there seems like a better plan. So we'll have to see here what Eagle decides to do with that specific movement. It's very, very interesting play, in my opinion. Moving that tank. We got our first tank coming out of Eagle here as well. We do have one from RiceMuncher, so we'll see where those meet in the middle. And that's it. Just some infantry unit, just gathering a little bit more intel, pushing forward just a little bit, getting those artilleries in position and passing the turn. Here we are, RiceMuncher kicking off day number 7 for us today here right now. He's going to move over and capture that property on the right-hand side, finish capping the property in the middle, and move that transport copter back to grab another infantry unit and kind of leapfrog it forward. Excuse me. Picking up that... producing another infantry unit from that factory there and finishing the cap on the airport on the left-hand side of the map. Now we're starting to move in for that comm tower. This is would be good intel to see here. He's not able to... I can't touch that unit to see its vision at the moment. I don't think it can. I think they only see 2, right? So he doesn't know the comm tower is being captured here at the moment. Having a recon in this area... I guess we can draw over here. Having a recon in this area or an infantry unit up on this mountain would give the sight to be able to see whether or not that comm tower is being captured. This is something that RiceMuncher has access to here with his recon unit. In this specific point, he's got vision on this comm tower, so he knows kind of what's going on. He sees some infantry units right here, and he sees that right there. So he knows that this airport's been captured. He knows that infantry units are here, and whether or not there's going to be some pressure on the comm tower, he's going to know exactly when that happens, where Eagle does not have that sort of information here right now, and that could be a deciding factor for later on in the match and basically deciding how RiceMuncher decides to continue his build. Moving infantry units there to capture that seaport as well. Infantry units to reinforce. More infantry units coming south and the tank to reinforce that side. This is where the information gathering is super important. You can see here that Eagle does not have his artillery in the right position here because he was unable or chose not to gather the intel and be a little bit more aggressive with the property gathering here at the moment. They are both 13-13, but we do have that difference in the fact that RiceMuncher is pushing up this one side relatively aggressively and not going to meet a whole lot of resistance from Eagle. Now, these artillery units, I mean, this one specifically is relatively easily moved. However, you do have to wait for that turn, right? Once the artillery moves into that position, it can't fire that turn, so it does have to wait. That's not exactly going to be the best reinforcement. It's better to have artillery in the position before you need them so they're ready and able to fire at that specific moment here. Moving on with the turns here, you can see that the infantry gathering that property there at the top, and now we're seeing RiceMuncher come out with his artillery here, and that recon unit moving straight down and going to fire on that airport. So this is a bold move here from RiceMuncher. He's realized that he's seen some of those infantry units there in the middle, and he saw that basically assume that infantry unit there at the bottom is going to be solo and basically going to get himself some free damage or a free kill. Infantry unit moving into the middle here from Eagle on day number 7. An infantry unit going to cap that comm tower. Now that RiceMuncher has moved his infantry, he doesn't know whether or not that comm tower is being capped at this specific moment. There is some skill to that. I'm going to assume because of the position of the infantry unit here, that is 1, 2, 3 grid spaces to the comm tower, so it can be assumed that RiceMuncher knows on this turn that Eagle's going to be capturing that comm tower. And that should put us into a little bit more balanced damage. Now, whether or not Eagle's going to take advantage of that infantry boost that Sammy has, that's something left to be seen here. But we do have some artillery coming out and going to start applying some defensive positioning here to the middle of the map. Infantry units starting to move to the middle as well, and now we're moving that infantry there at the bottom over to reinforce that recon unit. So rather than firing on it, he decides to just box it in. This is actually a really good play because, as you guys know, infantry units do very little damage to a recon unit. So just by boxing it in there, which is actually a pretty smart play, he's going to prevent the recon from moving this direction and gathering any more information. It's going to have to make a trip around and then onto the grass. So just being here in this specific position, it could also allow him to build a tank to reinforce. There's many different options by simply just barricading a unit in there, and then you can decide afterwards how you want to go about fixing that and removing that specific recon from the map. Artillery units. Okay, so he is going to use his artillery units to basically barricade down the middle of the map and hold down that specific fortress here. We have a income lead here for Eagle right now, 15,000 to 13,000. You can see that there on the right-hand side of the map. Infantry units coming in to reinforce the artillery. This is what I like to see. He's making sure that there is a barricade in front of the artillery so there can't be just a rush in there to blow it up right away. He produces a tank, which is probably going to be used. Oh, this is so perfect. Look at what Eagle did here. This is super clever. Builds that transport copter super cheaply. Can use it to ferry those troops into the middle, but at this specific moment, we've barricaded that recon unit in here right now. This tank is just going to move over and get an easy kill the next turn. This is actually really smart here. RiceMuncher going to sacrifice that recon. However, he did gather that intel, which is really good. After that tank was created, Eagle passes the turn, and we're kicking off here day number 8 with RiceMuncher. Infantry unit coming from that airport there in the top left-hand corner, moving down and finishing off some caps here, and using that transport copter again to ferry more infantry units here, taking out that infantry unit there on the road there at the bottom hand. That's our first real sort of death kill on them. A death kill. Nice. That's going to be clipped. You guys are awesome. Moving more infantry straight down here. He's going to ferry an infantry unit onto this mountain. Again, this is super clever, taking advantage of this transport copter here right now, and then getting that vision. Again, stopping on this mountain is going to let him see that there is nothing in this specific side of the map. He owns the right side of the map currently at this moment. Even with the transport copter, if it comes in here, this infantry unit's only going to make it to here, and the tank will only make it to about here. So he owns this side of the map. He now has information that the comm tower is being captured and basically can decide what to do from here on out. Tank moving into the middle of the map, gonna scout a little bit there and realize the city has been taken and now there's nothing there. So this is gonna give RiceMuncher some really good intel and know that if there is no units here, they either went this way or they either went this way. So again, not seeing units in specific sections of the map is also intel to saying, well, if I've got units here and I've got units here and I've got vision, and I can see this, and I can see this, well, that only gives you 2 indicators that the units are either here or they're either right here. So he's got some really good intel right now, and he's going to be able to reinforce that specific situation relatively easily. Moving in. Oh, we've got a replay bug here at the moment. So there is an infantry unit sitting right here, but you guys can't see it. and he's taking that out. So I guess there is an infantry unit right there, and they just disappeared phantom style. We should see them return back here, because I was pretty sure that there were two infantry units on these properties, but they did kind of we got a replay bug. Sends out another recon there up at the top, an infantry unit coming out here, infantry unit, and passing the turn. There you go. Now you can see that infantry unit. So there is one remaining here, which he will deal with no problem on the next turn. Passing it over to Eagle here to launch us off on the second part of day number 8. We're finishing capping that comm tower there in the middle, and the tank's going to come over here to get some easy damage on that recon. Infantry unit finishes it off. No problemo. Infantry unit from the middle moving into the exact middle there and capturing that property over there. Transport copter going to be moving its way into the middle there. Probably going to end up picking up this infantry unit this direction and then ferrying it to somewhere into the middle of the map to give us a little bit more intel there. And moving the infantry just up the highway, going on a hike. Going to try and aim for these properties, most likely right here and here. Maybe possibly over here to get some mountain vision. It'll be interesting to see what Eagle decides to do there. Infantry units moving into the middle, artillery backing it up, and just kind of pushing very slowly to gather some intel. So you can see here, very, very interesting how they're basically kind of like a sine wave here right now, right? So you can see the RiceMuncher's got this part, and then Eagle decided to take the middle, and then RiceMuncher's got the other side. You've got yourself a sine wave. Let's see how this is able to maintain the fight. This is going to give RiceMuncher the opportunity, though, for a pincer attack, which is not good for Eagle to be in the middle. He does have each artillery, though, for one flank each way, so we'll see if that is a determining factor in whether or not Eagle's able to maintain the middle of the map. Moving that artillery up just a little bit more. He's gathered that information, realizes it's safe to make an artillery movement. It's going to be able to fire next turn anyway. And we're going to be great. We've got a battle copter coming in here at the bottom of the map. So this could be interesting as well if he sends it up here again to do that recon. And if nothing there, he's able to just move it over and apply some pressure there. So we'll see exactly what Eagle's deciding to do in that specific situation. Infantry unit moving up there in the middle and just moving it forward. We have a mech unit coming out of a Sammy player. We've got 2 mech units, actually 1 on each factor here at the moment. Infantry unit retaliating? No, retreating. That's what we're doing. We're retreating there and basically just going to pass the turn. He's got map dominance there in the middle, so there's no need to push aggressively and try and get some damage done. So he just passes the turn, and RiceMuncher going to kick us off here in day number 9. Infantry unit going for that reverse cap here. We're going to start to see a bit of a swing in the income. We are even right now, 17,000, and capturing the property on the left-hand side. So we might see a bit of an income lead here coming from RiceMuncher, especially if he's able to finish the capping of this property right here. That's going to be a 2,000 per turn income swing, not to mention this property up here can also be pretty huge. So we're going to want to see Eagle gather this property here and here to kind of balance that out, and if anything, be able to get these infantry units from this side and the artillery unit to apply some pressure here and hopefully interrupt that cap and prevent that economy swing for Eagle. Gathering another property there on the right-hand side, and the battle copter from RiceMuncher coming down here to reinforce that side. Still keeping that sine wave sort of battle plan here at the moment. You got RiceMuncher's got basically control of the 2 sides, with Eagle having control in the middle. We'll see what kind of stuff happens here. Transport copter moving back. You're going to grab that infantry unit and ferry it. We're not. We're actually going to just drop it off using that Advanced Wars by Web exploit, where you're able to load and unload in the same turn. I'm pretty sure in the regular Advanced Wars that's not able to happen. So I know Mangs has been talking a little bit about that, about making sure that that gets corrected. I'm not sure if Advanced Wars by Web has any sort of plan to fix that. Let me know in the comments down below if you guys know if the admins are going to correct that here in the next patch update. Oh, look at this here in the middle. This was a super good play here. Move that infantry unit over to here. Sorry, from here over to here, capturing that property. This is going to be a big economic swing here. However, we are going to be in range of this artillery, right? Not be able to hit here. 1, 2, should be able to hit that infantry unit as long as we have the vision, which we should have. That infantry unit there should have it there. So Eagle's going to drop some damage on that capture and hopefully interrupt that one. And moving forward here, going to grab that forest property there just in front of the mountains. This is actually not looking good here for Eagle at the moment. This is some serious map control that RiceMuncher is going to come in here. The tank in this specific part of the map right here is out of range of this artillery, so it's going to allow for a first strike here if nothing happens. When RiceMuncher takes some damage here from a source that's not around him, he's going to realize that there's an artillery unit. Could think here, and could think in this spot here. So it's going to be a bit of a gamble unless there's some more scouting taking place. If this infantry unit moves forward, it's going to give this tank an opportunity to get a first strike on that artillery if we're able to get an infantry unit in there to scout it. So that's going to be an interesting interaction, actually, see how that specific section plays out. We've got an infantry unit moving here into the middle. This is scouting, great for that artillery unit there in the middle. Infantry units coming up. And we're going to get a little bit of reinforcement there on the left-hand side. Producing a tank here from the top left and a mech from the top right. Getting that tank in the way. Oh no. Taking out that infantry unit, and now it's going to get dumpstered by that artillery unit in the trees that he doesn't know is there. Basically finishing off that movement and passing the turn. Eagle's going to kick us off with the second half of day number 9. And there it is. Oh my goodness gracious, golly me. That was a 9 hit on that tank. That is ridiculous amount of damage right there. And we're getting the infantry unit to interrupt that capped. And then just moving to the right-hand side of the map there, we've got the mech unit moving forward into that transport copter and going nowhere. Going to start capping that property there on the left-hand side. And moving to the left here. So Eagle has realized that there is a crapshoot happening to the slight left of the middle of the map, and now needs to come in and reinforce. Can use that infantry unit to take out a tank. That always feels really, really good, especially when you have that extra damage coming from Sammy, when you're able to apply that little bit of pressure with your infantry unit on mech units and tanks and things like that is always, always super good feeling. Battlecopter going to move into the middle, not going to get a straight out check there. Going to just straight into the middle here without any scouting. Transport copter going to come into the middle there, and infantry unit moving left. It's going to reinforce that. Eagle going to just leave that right hand side of the map completely to RiceMuncher at this specific moment, which is basically going to allow, especially in the specific moment, when you have where are we here? Lost the mouse. When you have the infantry units here, it's going to be able to go for a cap, reinforce, put the battlecopter right here. This is like next to a guaranteed cap from RiceMuncher, and probably going to maintain both comm towers in this map, at least early on. That is a very, very scary thought here. Recon unit being produced by Eagle. Tank moving from the right-hand side to the left, and not reinforcing or scouting anything right there. This is scary for Eagle here right now. Right, what am I saying? Words sometimes are very difficult here. Eagle just finishes off there with 2 infantries produced and another battlecopter, and then passing the turn. We're going to kick off day number 10 here with RiceMuncher playing that Kindle power. Keep in mind too that Kindle has that 40% extra damage while on a city or a property that can be captured. So that's pretty huge. Actually, that's pretty huge. You definitely do not want to fight Kindle on a city. You can see that there was the capture finished off here by RiceMuncher, able to capture this property here and get that income lead swing here right now. RiceMuncher up 20,000 to 18,000 income per turn. That's actually huge, you guys. That's a big swing happening right there, plus the additional properties being captured there. On the left-hand side, we've got it there. So we're sitting at 21,000 to 18,000. This is not a good situation for Sammy to be in. However, it is okay for Sammy to be down a little bit if you're focusing on your infantry production, getting those mech units out, and things like that. Your income, being behind on income, is not as critical as with other COs. At least from what I've found in the research I've done and the experience I have playing the game. Again, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments down below. Great play there from RiceMuncher, just moving in and taking out that infantry unit and basically asserting dominance over that comm tower on the right-hand side. We're getting the cap started here. RiceMuncher is going to own that bad boy here on the next turn. I'd like to see that battlecopter come in and basically secure the front from here, and secure the front right there to make sure that that cap can't be interrupted. That's going to be super important, but we'll see what RiceMuncher decides to do in that specific situation. Let's continue moving forward here. Infantry unit coming down and just moving across there. Going to apply some pressure to the infantry units there. Sammy getting kind of overworked here on the infantry units. Artillery units moving in to back up this situation. And tank coming in here as well. We're going to see an anti-air coming out from RiceMuncher here. So he's going to deal, he's got that assumption here right now. He might have seen that the battlecopter sitting right here. He did have an infantry unit there, so he did probably get sight on that battlecopter, and then obviously comes out with that anti-air right off the bat. Tank being built, infantry unit being built, and the battlecopter only moves one space. This is really, really weird here that it wasn't left here to protect. This is going to give this tank an opportunity to come in here and interrupt that cap. No problem. I think that was a misplay from RiceMuncher. You would definitely want to fortify your captures like that, especially when you're going for your opponent's comm tower. That's pretty huge. That might have been a misplay from RiceMuncher. Let's see what he decides to do. Starting off with day number 10. Eagle moving in there with the recon unit to get a bit of scouting here. Infantry unit's going to start applying some pressure. And there, I think we have scouted out that artillery unit, and perfect. Tank's going to move in there, and pow, kablango. We're going to get some damage done. Infantry unit's moving in there, and artillery unit firing on that infantry unit, doing that cap. And he's losing it here. RiceMuncher losing the middle of the map here right now. What a swing happening here for Eagle right now. RiceMuncher definitely losing that map control there in the middle of the map. This is not a good situation here right now. RiceMuncher is focusing so much on that right-hand side. He's basically going to let this left-hand side fall and decide what to do. We had another replay glitch there with an infantry unit that magically disappeared. Another battlecopter coming in there on the left-hand side, and infantry units coming in to reinforce. We have an anti-air as well. Making some infantry units there at the bottom, deciding to grab the mountain there in the bottom right-hand corner. Tank coming in here to interrupt that cap. Big misplay from RiceMuncher. As we said, that battlecopter should have been in the way to prevent that from happening. And we're seeing a little bit of infantry movement coming in here from Eagle. Not dropping off that infantry unit, though. Picks up the mech and moves it over there, and that does nothing. Makes 2 more infantry units and passes the turn. Looking like RiceMuncher is going to kick us off here with day number 11. Getting trapped there. That was another misplay. Not looking good. Yikes. And the tank takes some serious damage here from that battlecopter. It would have been nice, as I said, to see that battlecopter in the position of that tank instead. It should have been here to prevent that from happening. Even if you do get shot on first, you're going to have a full infantry unit there to make that cap on that comm tower. And that could actually really change the direction of this map. But unfortunately, he didn't decide to do that. Infantry unit going to shoot that transport copter. We're getting 2 shots on the transport copter. And his transport copter there, RiceMuncher backing up there to grab another infantry unit. Going to just do the hopscotch, hippity flirp, and drop it off there on that mountain. Infantry unit backing up here to protect the capping infantry. And we're chilling. Anti-air unit coming there on the left-hand side, and we're just moving some units in and back and kind of creating another defensive wall here. RiceMuncher realizing that he has lost serious control here on this map. This guy, this poor Gary the gunner, is super dead. But we can start to see a little bit of the amassing forces here in the middle of the map, and then we'll probably start to see some recon units and things like that, and the infantry unit finish that cap and come this direction and apply some additional support in here. We do have this battlecopter that's going to be able to reinforce the situation as well, and it's just looking like RiceMuncher realizes that this left side of the map is in serious trouble and want to make sure we protect that comm tower. I think he's got this one in the bag here on the right-hand side. He's got this comm tower figured out exactly basically how he wants it. He's going to lock that one down, and hopefully here at one point, RiceMuncher is going to have both of those comm towers happening. Finishing off with some infantry production unit, another battlecopter there on the right-hand side, moving that infantry just straight down to gather some intel instead. Tank moving into the bushes, and we're popping the CO power. Urban Blight. Are we going to see some damage? No, we just popped the ability, and that's going to be that. Very interesting. All right, moving forward, we see Eagle just moving up to that mountain there. You can see Eagle here is dominating the middle of the map here right now. We've got a buttload of infantry, and except that you can see, if you look at the unit count here on the side of the map, you can see that it's 25 to 26. So at this specific moment, they are very even in forces deployed here, even though RiceMuncher does have more army value currently, 85,800 to 76,100. So that can be a thing for sure. We're going to see a little bit of pressure put on here, losing more units. So RiceMuncher taking a beating here at the moment. Eagle capturing that property there on the left-hand side and moving some more infantry units into the middle, taking that infantry unit there, backing it up to get a little bit of repairing done. And the battlecopters coming from the the left side over to the right side of the middle. Just to help reinforce that situation, and then probably going to keep drifting over to make sure that he's able to recap his comm tower. Tank coming in the middle, artillery unit. So we're seeing Eagles making that push over there, realizing that his comm tower is about to fall. He's pulled out his units off of that left center and moving it over to the right side of the map and reinforce that comm tower. Mech unit there moving in from that transport copter, and we're just going to try and apply some damage here. Tank backing off there, going to get some repairs on that property. We've got that battle battlecopter sitting here right now, basically not able to be attacked. We've got some infantry units and a mech unit kind of chilling around there. Eagle produces a battlecopter there on the right-hand side to reinforce the situation, and moving the battlecopter there into the middle, makes some infantry units and passes the turn. RiceMuncher going to kick us off here with day number 12. Let's see what goes down here. Finishing off a cap there on the right-hand side, and we're seeing the mech unit there moving from the factory there at the top. Have a little drink of that Pepsi Zero and keep it happening there. Transferring into, looks like the battlecopter, or the transport copter up there. Did something happen there with the transport copter? Infantry unit into the transport copter. Yeah, I'm thinking that's what happened right there. Recon unit moving backwards to get a little bit of scouting here. Going to interrupt that cap with the battlecopter coming in to reinforce that situation. You can see here that RiceMuncher is fortifying that left-hand side. And I think being able to watch that, if he went back and checked out his replay there just a little bit. Again, these games are played over quite a long time, so the players have access to kind of watch from their perspective the replay to see if you see any units move through vision. So we could have seen that here right now and realizing that RiceMuncher was like, hey, there's no units here right now, probably moving its way from this side of the map over to the right side to reinforce that comm tower and try to get a recapture. As we can see here, RiceMuncher owns both comm towers here at the middle, so that's a 20% damage boost on top of Kindle's damage on top of cities. So this is just one of those situations you do not want to mess with Kindle on a city. Battlecopters kind of backing up here. We're going to see a wall formed a little bit here from RiceMuncher right now. Kind of a little bit more like this. A little bit of a wall formed here right now to kind of seal that position there in the map. See what RiceMuncher decides to do, dropping off some more infantry. Again, dropping off onto the mountain. This is a skill set for those of you guys that are new players that you definitely want to work on, taking your transport copters and making sure that you're dropping mechs off on mountains. Very, very important. You want to have your mechs in the most defended place possible and have them kind of be able to scout and reach any sort of attack that comes in to basically fight your infantry. You've got a mech unit there to back it up. Tanks on the left-hand side there, moving from that comm tower. I'm going to finish off that cap right there. Anti-air unit coming in here. This infantry unit here might have seen that, possibly. I'm not sure exactly if this whole tile is not in vision, or if that flak unit moves into the trees, if it can be seen, and then it fades out of vision. Let me know in the comments down below if that can happen, or if that whole square is just blocked out from that. I can't remember how that works. Tank moving in here. Gonna just drop it right on top of that comm tower to defend. Infantry units being produced here. That infantry unit coming in the middle here. Was backing up onto that mountain just to secure a little bit more vision. And we're just gonna keep moving forward, setting up a bit of a wall there, and literally just making another artillery unit, battlecopter, and an infantry unit passing the turn. Eagle's gonna kick us off with the second half of day number 12. And here we go. Gonna not interrupt, it's already been capped. We're just gonna take out that infantry unit. We're gonna apply some pressure. This unit, this is not good. He's probably realizing, oh crap, because there is the battlecopter right here, which is definitely going to apply some pressure on top of that battlecopter there. But we are going to have that artillery to reinforce, right? So he's Eagle has chained his battlecopter, using it as bait to take out the other battlecopter of RiceMuncher. And oh, a preemptive move. Okay, very interesting. I like to see that. That could be a deterrent as well. Now this could be like RiceMuncher's going to say to himself, hey, I'm not going to attack that battlecopter because there is a flak right there. I'm going to have to get some more reinforcements into that specific situation. Battlecopter taking out, or infantry unit taking out that damage. Battlecopter coming in here, going to hit that mech as well, and then infantry unit going to apply some damage to that mech as well. This is not a good situation for RiceMuncher to be in right now. He is looking at down and out here at the moment. He has 6 units down, but he still has more army value. So we'll see if RiceMuncher is going to be able to throw that wallet around, and that is a huge play here right now. We've got the medium tank coming from Eagle. Now this is very common to see from Sammy players, because you're using so many infantry units quite as often. You're going to find that you have leftover resources ahead of your opponent because you decided to go a little bit more infantry, and that's going to give you an opportunity to get that early medium tank out onto the map. Infantry units are moving north, going to get some vision coming on that mountain. Another battlecopter coming in here, going to fortify around that flat cannon so no units can come in and take it out. This is going to give them the prime opportunity to attack the battlecopter coming right here. Attack that battlecopter next turn if it decides to stay there. That's a very, very good play from Eagle. Really like to see that. Infantry unit there moving into the middle, going to get some repairs done. And we're just seeing a little bit more map dominance here. Infantry units are spread out a little bit. This is a little bit interesting, to be honest. Leaving your infantry units to be attacked from two sides, typically not that good. If you can get your infantry units in a straight line, it does ensure their survival at least a little bit longer. Those end units, though, are going to get crushed. But the middle units typically tend to, last a little bit longer because they can only be attacked from straight on. And look at that Eagle just solidifying the middle there, building himself that medium tank at the bottom, and an infantry unit there on the right-hand side. An infantry unit there from the middle factory as well. And we're going to see RiceMuncher just applying that little bit of recon pressure there on the left-hand side of the map. And finally coming in here with a little bit of damage of his own. Going to lose that mech unit. And we are going to hit that battlecopter. I like to see that. That's actually a really good play from RiceMuncher here to get some, evening damage done here. We are going to see that battlecopter done. He's okay with sacrificing one of them. He's actually going to end up sacrificing both of them due to the situation. We have the flak sitting right here. Even if it does manage to take some damage, then you got the battlecopter here as well to do some damage. So is that worth it for RiceMuncher? Let me know in the comments down below. Timestamp that and let me know if that was the right play in your opinion. Recon unit there on the left-hand side, taking out that infantry unit. We're going to get them both, but there is nothing worse than moving your tank into position and realizing that there is a dope mech unit right here that is going to kick the crap out of your tank in the next turn. Running into a Sammy mech is garbage. That sucks, and he's probably just, forehead slapping himself right now, realizing that he's going to take a buttload of damage there. You can see RiceMuncher taking advantage of that transport copter there in the top right-hand corner of the map, bringing in another infantry unit here, producing it right there, and moving in tanks to do some damage here, and then an anti-air unit to take out that mech unit. Great play from RiceMuncher. That was a huge swing. We thought for sure that tank was going to get taken out there by that mech unit, and then wham bam thank you ma'am, flak unit to the rescue comes in there. We're moving in that artillery unit from the middle of the map over to the left hand side just to make sure that he's able to maintain dominance on that comm tower, and a medium tank of his own. I don't know if he even knows that Eagle made a medium tank. Interesting how they both managed to have the same amount of resources at this point in the map. However, Eagle is down 20 grand and still managed to come out with medium tanks at very, very similar timings. That is the kind of gameplay that I like to see when I do these replay commentaries. Battlecopter just moves into the middle, realizes, I'm just going to build another flak unit, some infantry, and then we got that medium tank, and I'm going to pass the turn. Eagle's going to kick us off for the second half of day 13. Tank getting some damage done there, looking like that artillery unit shot there right in the middle. You can see it here, artillery unit just shot right there onto that tank. And excuse me, some damage being dealt to the mech unit there, and gone. And we're going to see the flak unit do the same thing, and battlecopter come in. And basically RiceMuncher has lost all sort of map presence on the right hand side there. Gonna lose that comm tower back to Eagle. Great fight going on there, but take a look, you guys. Sammy has got the full meter. What kind of Sammy shenanigans are we going to see on this next hand turn? Is Sammy just going to use this? Is Eagle just going to use this for map control? Or are we going to see some damage actually going to be unleashed from this superpower? Medium tank moving into the middle map there. Infantry units following up with some mech. And we should see that infantry unit move here any second from that bottom factory. We've got a mech unit there, and look at that, just ferrying it over. Love to see it. Tanks, again, he's realized Eagle here has basically regained this map control here. And it's like, well, I only need a couple units here. We'll start ferrying things back in this direction and reinforcing that middle, and see what we can get done and accomplished as we continue to move forward. There it is, infantry unit at the bottom right-hand corner moving forward and basically asserting his dominance in the middle of the map. We've got that death ball as it starts to move leftward and producing another mech unit. This is really good gameplay coming out of Eagle here. I love to see good Sammy players. Finishes off producing that mech unit and passes the turn. RiceMuncher is going to kick us off with a brand new start to a brand new day here on day number 14. Infantry unit just going to, get a recap on that property. Flak unit just going to back up, and he's realizing here that he's going to maintain his own little death ball and make sure that Eagle isn't able to take that comm tower. Some artillery and shenanigans, dropping off another infantry unit on those mountains to get some vision, and we're basically using the hopscotch flibberty flirp out of that transport unit up here, just transporting it off there and dropping his infantry units onto the mountains, which is great to see. getting that vision in the scouting recon unit, just moving forward a little bit, and we're recapturing the captured property here. A little bit of a battle, excuse me, a little bit of a battle going on over these properties here. You know, it goes one way, then it goes the other way, then it goes back the other way, and now I'm just drawing squiggles on the map for fun. And we're capturing that property here. Are we going to see a bit of a reinforcement? Medium tank coming in here. Remember, guys, that medium tanks only have 1 unit of vision, so that medium tank can't see shit. And what do we got going on here? Producing some infantry units here. Starting to catch up here. RiceMuncher 25 units. Eagle at 30 units. So he's only 4 units behind here, but he does have that army wealth still sitting at about 20 grand. And Sammy activates that victory march. Let's see what Eagle's able to accomplish with these shenanigans. Going in for that quick cap there. Bang. Bada boom. Grabbing that comm tower. Bada bing. Grabbing that property here. Bada boom. Grabbing that property. And that property. And that property. Oh no. And moving in there, dealing some damage here. Mech unit coming in, going to blow up that tank. So you can see here right now that Eagle was planning this victory march here, which is why that mech unit was made. And we're going to see the cap. No, we're not. That's a huge property swing. Oh my goodness gracious, golly me. This is not looking good for RiceMuncher. This was an insane play from Sammy here right now. I'll just go up and capture that one as well. This is not a good situation to be in. If you are down on economy fighting against a souped up, ultra pissed off Sammy, you are not in a good situation here right now. You can use that flak to deal some damage to the infantry unit on the right hand side there on that mountain. And just ferrying in another mech unit like it's no big D. Moving some infantry units in there, producing a AA unit and an infantry, moving that battlecopter there into the more of the middle there, just from that airport. You can see here, just moved in from this direction up there. Going to be able to reinforce the situation on the next turn. Looking pretty good here. I think that Eagle has actually dominated this map. That was a sick victory march coming in here right now. Medium tank getting in a little bit closer, but you can see not committing. Eagle is able to keep his medium tank at bay and then move in for the kill here afterwards, keeping it out of vision from RiceMuncher. Battlecopter moving in there from the right-hand side of the map to the middle, maintaining that map control. We do have this infantry unit here right now on the mountain, which is giving us great vision all the way around, looking super dope YOLO Swaggins. That is actually a really, really good infantry unit here right now. Definitely scouting out that medium tank. And basically just producing those couple units there, that AA. And we're activating that Urban Blight power from Kindle. What are we going to see here right now? Is there going to be any sort of anything here? I don't know, man. Activating that right now, we're getting that extra 3% per property damage bonus here right now, but we lost so many properties in that victory march here right now. RiceMuncher definitely on his back foot at the specific moment, using that transport copter to ferry a couple infantry units. Battlecopter coming in there from the right-hand side, and we're going to start seeing a little bit of damage being dealt here. Oh, okay, he does get that super damage off of that property here right now. That was a huge play from RiceMuncher, capitalizing on that property damage. Medium tank he whiffs it, doesn't get that infantry unit. I'm not sure if that was a bad roll or not. Oh, that hurts to see. That hurts to see. Medium tank can't even take out an infantry unit. And the battlecop's just going to finish it off. Needs to get rid of that vision. That intel that Eagle is gathering was super vital and super important. And we need to get rid of that ASAP here. Lots of damage. More AA units here. Tank coming in here. Oh, no! Oh, this is really not good. You are definitely in range of this AA and this AA. If this battlecopter manages to detect this tank here, that dude is toastest to the mostest. That's not going to be a very good situation to be in whatsoever. Very simple there. Builds another battlecopter, 2 infantry unit and a mech unit and a light tank coming out from RiceMuncher, then passing the turn. The second half of day 15 here, Eagle's going to kick us off. I just got a big craving for Dairy Queen. I don't know what I said or what I did, but I was like, I need Dairy Queen. That's going to happen. Dairy Queen after this, and artillery shot there on that medium tank. Another artillery shot on that small tank there. Not looking good here. And battlecopter coming in to go kablowy kabango. Oh, even with Sammy at that minus 10? Minus 20%. No, minus 10% damage on other units. When you have a comm tower, it puts you at 100%. You know, it's not that big of a deal using Sammy Basic here, using those units. You're at 100% damage. You're not getting that bonus from your comm tower, but you're not taking a loss either. And that is devastating from a Sammy player that has absolute map control here. Boom, pow. This is where you see that little bit of lack damage, though. Even at 100% here, still not able to take out that tank sitting right there. That's where things hurt a little bit with Sammy. But you know what? When you've got the infantry to back everything up, trapped over there, flak coming in here, kablango, kabongo, we're going to get rid of that too. Now Eagle has asserted his dominance there on the right-hand side of the map. AA unit coming in here, building a battlecopter on the bottom left. Mech unit moving in. Tank going to take out that infantry unit, and it's looking like some GG plays here right now. RiceMuncher is not in a good situation. Battlecopter to get the battlecopter damage. Oh no, that hurts too. Great play there from Eagle. Just asserting his dominance here on the map at the moment. Rallying his troops there on the right-hand side. Yikes. Not looking good here for RiceMuncher. That power is still activated though, and Eagle still managed to do some damage with Sammy, even against a Kindle with the active power. Battlecopter coming in here, going to take that out and be like, how about no? We're going to just deal with that right here, right now. RiceMuncher asserting his dominance now in the middle of the map. Going to recapture those properties that were lost. He does have that income loss right now. 18,000 to 25,000. I can tell you right now, a Sammy with unlimited money is a scary CO. And we drop off another mech unit onto the mountains. It's RiceMuncher, excuse me, has got this just locked down perfectly here right now. We've got the tank going to back up to get some repairs. Recon unit taking out that infantry unit, allowing the battlecopter to come in here. I'm not sure if that was the right play though. Maybe getting a shot on that. Well, he probably couldn't see that artillery unit there in the middle of the map. So managed to take out that infantry unit. Tank coming in here, and we see our rocket. Is this the Hail Mary rocket? We shall see if that is going to be the case. We are down on unit count. We still have army value though. So even though RiceMuncher has less units, this is something important though. While your army value is important, you need to have similar equal units. Otherwise you'll just be swarmed even by lesser units. You'll get 2 or 3 shot rather than just a single one-on-one engagement. So this is a situation that RiceMuncher needs to be considering here at the moment. Taking his AA, moving him kind of out of the way, and basically just making himself an infantry unit, mech unit, and that rocket there passing the turn. Tank getting some damage here. Are we going to see that artillery unit fire or not? Probably not. I think he's just going to be like, you know what, I'm just going to leave it here and sack it. It'll be fine. Taking out that recon unit, losing all that vision, moving out of the way. This was actually a really smart play. As you know, that we said before here, that medium tanks only have a 1 grid space vision, so all he does is move the artillery unit here. So that Eagle has to commit another unit to scout for that medium tank to take it out. All right, moving on here right now. Battlecopter doing some damage here, but of course, being Sammy, he's not able to take out RiceMuncher's battlecopter there. We got that transport copter moving in to pick up some infantry units there at the bottom. Have another sip of Pepsi. Get in here. Infantry unit moving from behind the artillery to the front there just to assert some map control. And we're going to apply some damage. Interrupt those caps here right now. Eagle is definitely dominating the center of this map. RiceMuncher is in some serious trouble. We've got that battlecopter there moving in the middle. We've got that trifecta here. The floppy Dorito of battlecopters here. The floppy Dorito, we can call it. There you go. The floppy Dorito of battlecopters. That could actually do some serious damage here to RiceMuncher if he's not careful in getting his AA in the right positions. Want to make sure that we're paying attention to that as well. Mech units moving in there, battlecopter moving into the middle of the map with infantry units following up. Just kind of reaffirming his dominance there in the middle of the map. And look at that aggressive push up here to capture this property. I like to see that. He's like, you know what? I've got you beat, man. I've got the middle controlled. I'm just going to push up the right-hand side and take back all that sneaky shenanigans that you did at the beginning. It's now mine. Eagle applying that pressure. Oh, whoa. Teleporting infantry units. Had a little bit of a replay issue there. A couple bugs coming through. Not that big of a deal. And RiceMuncher applying some damage here, using that transport copter to the utmost maximum there, just to get a little bit of hopscotch unit from his mechs. Happening right there, and taking out an infantry unit. Good play coming here from RiceMuncher here at the moment. We're going to get some damage on that medium tank. That's what we want to see. Do not let that medium tank count out here. And we've got Kindle with this Urban Blight again. Damn, RiceMuncher. Are we going to get some damage seen here right now? Look at that. just kablango, kaplowy, doing some damage here. We did a recap on these properties here at the moment, so that's why they didn't really do a whole lot of anything. And then moving some of the, gets that AA unit on that battlecopter. We'd love to see that when you're able to take out a battlecopter like that with a well-positioned AA unit. And we're just, again, trying to take that middle back here. We're going to get a great shot from that medium tank on that light tank. And then basically just finish off with some infantry, a light tank, getting that rocket into position over here, and passing the turn. Eagle's now going to kick us off here with the second half of day 17. Having that anti-air unit going to just kablango, take it out. That hurts. Excuse me, artillery shot there, hitting that medium tank there in the middle. And we are rallying the Sammy mech unit to hit that flak. That did a lot of damage, and we're just going to finish it off here right now. Sammy absolutely dominating this map right now. Boom, boom, boom. Damage coming all over the place. I want you in my room. That's right. We are making it happen here. Loses another battlecopter. This is going to be a GG very, very soon here. I don't know if RiceMuncher has anything to do here. And we get the victory march. Yes, this is what we want to see here right now. Are we going to see any more? Boom, goes into capture that. He's like, you know what? F you and the A. I'm just going to take your property. And just right over there. Boom. Are we going to see any more cool, awesome property caps coming here from Sammy? Boom, 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 boom. Just buttloads of damage. Buttloads of damage. Oh, I love to see this. This is awesome. There's nothing better than a good victory march from a Sammy. I'll just move over there and cap that too. Nothing you can do about it. Now, he's sinking over here right now at the moment. He might not be able to hold it because he basically has no map presence here right now. He's going to have to deal with that AA unit and this other infantry unit coming in over here. But he's like, you know what? You're going to have to spend 2 turns capping that property now, and I'm just going to keep moving forward and kicking the crap out of you. Medium tank backing off there a little bit at the bottom, moving forward. Artillery unit and battlecopter moving into the middle of the map. We've got the infantry unit coming off of that airport and moving into the mountains to get a little bit of vision. Not that he needs it, but it's going to be there to reinforce that when that AA attacks that mech unit, if that is exactly what decides to happen. Producing a bomber coming out of Sammy. This is so awesome. Having that income lead at 28,000 to 16,000. RiceMuncher is literally getting dumpster fire right now, and that is it. The GG. He has resigned. Literally realized that there is absolutely nothing he could do. RiceMuncher absolutely gets dominated by a Sammy player. Guys, I cannot tell you how much I enjoy watching a Sammy player work. Sammy has been discussed in other content creators' channels as well, that they just like, Sammy is super good, but so situational. This map is a great Sammy map, and we saw it here today. Ladies and gentlemen, we had Eagle versus RiceMuncher, Sammy versus Kindle.